What sophisticated methods of deception do cybercriminals use? Psychologists say that the cardiograms of cryptocurrency addicts will soon start to match the so-called candlestick chart, i.e., the indicator of changes in the price of bitcoins. Maybe there is some truth in this joke, but such clients exhibit all the physiological signs of a very strong addiction. If they lose their phone or computer, their palms start to sweat. They develop tremors, and their anxiety increases to the point of panic attacks. Cryptocurrency addiction is not entirely new, it's just that the object of addiction has been updated. We have already encountered gambling addiction and trading addiction. The absence of the object of addiction begins to cause pain and suffering, and behavior changes. A person looks at their gadget more often, checking on their portfolio and the current value. Their work schedule changes completely. They often don't get enough sleep. They live less in the real world and spend more time trading. It's no surprise that such a morally shaken person is easy to deceive. This is often taken advantage of by various cryptocurrency scammers. Most often, they pose as experienced brokers and tempt with offers of easy and quick earnings. The fraudulent scheme is similar to the well-known financial pyramids. The only difference is that now the finances are virtual, but the losses are very real. The main tools of these cryptocurrency scammers are the same as before. They promise big earnings, high percentages, quick payouts, and provide reviews from other people who have supposedly already received the same amount of money. Of course, after seeing all this, a person starts to think, why can't I do this? Yes, I also want to try. And as usual, the question arises, why did it all end with me? So the methods are as old as the world, as always. It's just that now it's cryptocurrency. One of the main tricks of cryptocurrency scammers is the old good promise. No advance payments, payment for services upon completion of the task, but as soon as the client signs the contract, complications arise. Supposedly, a symbolic amount is needed to start the procedure. Then more and more. This is how deceived cryptocurrency investors lose millions in the hope that the long-awaited profit will soon appear in their electronic wallet. Literally a couple of days ago, I received a similar offer to earn money. I asked, how can I earn money with you? They sent me a template. You transfer money there, a minimum of $50,000. By the way, this is a large minimum amount. Therefore, most likely during the dialogue, if they understand that at the moment a person can give some insignificant amount, but the client's potential, I think they assess it with their various methods and understand that in principle, by letting a person earn at the first stage, of course, they are counting on pulling out a big fish later. For the biggest fish, i.e., the victim of the cryptocurrency scam, everything ends sadly. They are left gutted with an empty bank account and in absolute bewilderment. How to live on? And it's good if the suddenly bankrupt investor ends up in the hands of specialists. Clinics for the treatment of cryptocurrency addiction and deceived Bitcoin buyers are opening one after another throughout Europe. One clinical case is a man around 50 years old who became so engrossed in cryptocurrency trading that he almost stopped eating and lost sleep. When he felt really bad, unable to sleep, he would write down his strategies for earning money, drawing codes and passwords on the walls like crazy mathematicians who sometimes derive formulas. He left such hieroglyphs on the walls of his room. A special place in clinics for cryptocurrency addicts is occupied by scattered investors. This is how specialists refer to patients who have forgotten the access codes to their electronic wallets. Anyone who has ever opened a virtual account knows that the password usually consists of a complex combination of letters and numbers. And if you don't save it, you can end up in a situation where virtual money seems to exist, but there is no access to it. Another group of obsessed individuals are those who have been lucky once and then believed in their invulnerability in the cryptocurrency market. Most often, these are not wealthy people, but those who invest literally their last pennies. There is an expression: if you want to earn money during the day, you will be hanged during the year. Therefore, indeed, people with a small income, but who believe in these X's, as they call them, the price will double, triple, or increase by 4 to 5%. Their low income forces them to risk their money in the hope of earning at least something. And when people literally started to go crazy over Bitcoin, many countries began to wonder, is it possible to regulate the market of virtual money at all? While, for example, Bolivia and Ecuador are banning cryptocurrency at the legislative level, in some American states, you can already pay for goods in stores with Bitcoin. The issues of legalizing cryptocurrency are quite extensive. There are just certain levels of their legalization. Just look at the statistics, especially now, after Trump's election, when the issue of cryptocurrency regulation is coming to the surface, and the country's president himself congratulates everyone that Bitcoin is worth more than 100,000. This means that the trend towards regulation, towards the introduction of these crypto assets, is indeed evident. The largest American retail chain has installed cryptocurrency ATMs in all its stores, where you can buy and sell cryptocurrency directly in the store. In Europe, they are wary of cryptocurrency. In the UK, they are now trying to determine the status of digital money. However, the Tax and Customs Administration has already stated that Bitcoin cannot be considered a currency, which means that all procedures involving virtual wallets are considered illegal. Each country assesses its risks in its own way. But again, I say, avoiding this process, yes, the cryptocurrency industry, these blockchains, probably everyone understands that it's not necessary. And every country, even those that were cautious, including the UK, seeing that a huge number of different structures are trying to use cryptocurrency tools for their purposes, will still introduce, perhaps not regulation, but oversight and control. Perhaps such tools will protect novice cryptocurrency exchange players from scammers and fraudsters. But for now, investing in virtual currency for beginners is like playing roulette. It's exciting, risky. There's a chance for a big win, but there's a much greater probability of betting it all on red or black and losing everything. What's most frightening, experts say, is that even after losing all their money, such people are not ready to admit their pathological addiction. In the case of addictions, there is often a need to isolate a person from the object of addiction. Closed-type clinics are widespread for a reason. Withdrawal occurs. The mechanism of addiction is such that a person first experiences some joy. For example, you earned money and received a huge amount of joy, and each time a larger and larger dose is needed. Addiction sets in, yes, to certain doses. You need to trade more often or make more transactions. That is, what used to bring you joy yesterday, today, and tomorrow will no longer bring the same amount of joy. In this case, who are they? The very successful players of cryptocurrency exchanges. In 2022, analysts from a reputable American financial publication attempted to answer this question. It turned out that the cream of the Bitcoin market is skimmed by the richest people in the world. According to the survey, they hold no more than 1% of their wealth in cryptocurrency, and most invest in electronic currency as an experiment. This is not surprising, experts argue, because the wealthy do not risk losing everything, unlike those who are ready to get involved in any scam just to get rich. What do you think about it? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your opinion is very important to me. Don't forget to give me a like if you liked it and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new episodes. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.